let's go to the beach, let's go get away. Then they say what they're gonna say.
Rolling. Hey guys, today I have my March favorites for you, and I'm in such a good mood because it is a glorious day. I think warm weather is finally upon us, and I'm so excited about this. It's about time. Actually, it's not even that late in the season, but I'm just ready. So yay, I'm wearing a tank top. I don't know if it's quite that warm, but I film inside, so really it doesn't matter. Anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump in. I actually have a fair amount to share with you guys, a lot of exciting stuff, so let's go ahead and do this. I'm gonna start actually with just two brushes I've tried out this month that I'm loving. I've been wanting some Bdellium Tools brushes for a really long time, for years basically, and I finally got around to trying two of them. I just got two, but I'm really liking both of them so far, so I wanted to mention Especially if you're on the market for new brushes, they're fairly affordable but really good quality. They have a very sturdy feel to them, like they feel very well made. I got them both from the pink Bambu line, which like is just so cute, this like blush color, and then like on the tips of the brushes as well. The two I got are the 962. I don't know the exact names of these, just the numbers, but this one I've been using for my bronzer, and I don't know if it really, you can really tell, but it's giving me a lot more sculpted placement of my bronzer, and I'm really liking it. Like I feel like it just makes me look a little more contoured, even though I don't really do contour. And because I've been able to do that with bronzer, I haven't been needing the extra step of applying like Max Wedge or something to the cheekbone, because this gives me enough shape for my day-to-day purposes. The other one is an eye brush. I decided to try one of each. Nice balance, you know. This is the 785. It's just kind of like a tapered blending type brush, and I've been using this just to apply like crease colors, transition colors, that kind of thing, and it really does a good job of placing the eyeshadow and then like buffing it as well. So it's kind of really quick and easy, especially if you're just slapping on some color. I'll slap it on with this, blend it out, and I'm good. Concealer combination I've been loving at the moment. I just feel like it really does a great job together of like fully concealing these under eyes, which my under eyes have been looking worse recently. Like I usually don't have a huge problem with them, and I still wouldn't say I like have incredibly dark under eye circles. It's just not really a genetic thing for me, luckily. But I have noticed that recently they've been worse. I think it's honestly partially just because I'm so pale and it just shows up more. But I decided to try out using my Rimmel Match. This is their 2-in-1 concealer and highlighter in light. I was loving this over the summer, but I was finding it was just looking too pink on my skin once I lost my color, because I feel like in the summer I can pull off slightly pinkier tones better, while when I get pale they just look too pink on my more yellowy toned skin. But what I decided to try to use this for is because it had a pink tone. I was like, you know what, it will probably cancel out blue tones really well. So what I've been doing with this is placing this just in the very inner corner where I get darkest, patting that in, and then just going over the top with my everyday favorite concealer, the Instant Age Rewind Eraser Dark Circles, also in light. And I'll just slap that all over the whole under eye area. And the combination, I just feel like really brightens up and lifts that area, and I'm really liking the effect. So I'm really just digging that combination. Thought I'd mention it. These are both great concealers on their own, but I really think they work well together, and they're both like a light formula, so it's definitely not too much. This next product is a powder, and I've actually been using this for like 3 months now, and I've never put it in a favorites just because I was like, well, it's just kind of a powder. But honestly, for some reason this month I was like, this is actually a really good powder, and I need to tell you guys. This is the Maybelline Dream Wonder powder. This came out probably like 1.5 years ago or something. It's in classic ivory, mine is anyway. It's a very silky textured powder. Like if you can't tell it's silky textured on camera. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's really pigmented and smooth. It does actually supply a little bit of coverage. It's mattifying but not flat. Like it's kind of like that NYX title of their powder, the Stay Matte but not flat. It's a very accurate description of this as well. I'm actually filming a full review on this right after this video, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. You can check that video coming soon if you're really interested in learning more. I mentioned in a video that I went a little darker with my hair. It's kind of faded, so now it's not that much darker. I did just want to kind of get a slightly darker brow pencil, because the one I was using was really good when I was like a lighter blonde, but I was like, you know what, I could darken up my brows a little, and I'm kind of liking a slightly darker brow, so I went just a little darker. It's basically the same tone as that Essence one I love. It's just a bit darker, and this one's kind of cool because it's by L'Oreal, so it's a little more readily available. Like you could get this at any drugstore. It's their brow, what are you doing, son? It's the Brow Stylist Designer, and I got mine actually in Brunette, which is crazy. I always get the blonde one, but I was looking at them and this one just looked a little cooler toned, and it still didn't look very dark, so I was like, we'll just go with it. And I am wearing it today, but don't look too closely at my brows because I accidentally went a little ham with the tweezers a couple days ago, and they're looking incredibly weird and patchy at the moment, so don't look too closely. But I promise this does look beautiful and works pretty similarly to my Essence one, like before I tweezed them off, which sounds very severe. I didn't tweeze them off, but they're not the best. Anyways, that's what it looks like just on my hand there. It's not that dark, so if you're a super actually like brunette and you have really dark hair and dark brows, this won't be dark enough, but they do have a couple darker shades. So check it out if you're interested. But if you are a dark blonde or maybe a really light brown, I think this would be a really excellent brow pencil for you, and it does come with a really nice spoolie in the back. Always a plus. So this is a mascara that I used a couple years back and had never repurchased because I'm always trying new mascaras, of course, and I was like, you know what, I really like that. This is the L'Oreal Telescopic mascara. I just got mine in black. It has the really cute like hello packaging. I'm so weird. Anyways, I really am loving this at the moment. Today and every day I use it as my first coat on the top and then on the bottom as well. And today it's all I have on the bottom. Sometimes I do layer it with my little Maybelline Lash Discovery as well if I want more dramatic bottom lashes, but usually I just go with this. And it really separates and lengthens the lashes. It gives a teeny bit of volume, but not that much. It's definitely more of a lengthening, separating type mascara, which is why it's so great for the first coat, because it really lifts those lashes and sets them off soaring basically, and then you can layer it with something a little more volumizing. And this layered with my Full and Soft by Maybelline, I'm just loving the look of the lashes. They look so full and so stand out, and it's making me not want to wear liner ever because I just want the lashes to stand out and just show all their beauty. I do have two eye bases to mention. Neither of these is new to my collection. I've just really been loving them both this month, and I thought I'd give them a little shout out. The first one's the one I'm wearing today. This is one of the Flower Beauty, you know, Drew Barrymore's line from Walmart. It's one of their Color Play cream eyeshadows in Awesome Blossom. I mentioned this in my Teakwood tutorial last year. I don't know if I've mentioned this in other videos. You can see it's kind of a warm toned brown that almost leans a little red tone. It's really pretty. These are kind of a moussey texture versus the next base I'm going to show you, which is one of the color tattoos. Those are more of a gel type. They are a little more solid. This is more moussey, so you do have to be careful. They can be messy. I like to apply this with a brush, and I'm loving this as a base for all of my warm tone shadows, especially the shimmery ones. I think it just makes them pop really beautifully. You'll see them with my eyeshadow picks. Basically all of them go with this and base. I find they last just as well as the color tattoos, so no worries. And then the color tattoo I want to mention, which I've mentioned many times before, and as you can see I've used many times before. This is the one in Inked and Pink. It was one of their metal collection ones that came out a couple Januaries ago, but it is permanent, so you can get it anytime. It's probably my all-time favorite color tattoo just because, as you can tell, I really like pink toned eyeshadows. And I just love this one as well. I kind of been using these back and forth with all of these pinky eyeshadows I'm loving, as you saw in my last tutorial. And that's just beautiful. Something about Inked and Pink under this makes it pop like no other. This is the NYX Prismatic, or is it just Prismatic eyeshadow in Girl Talk. It's really beautiful light pink. I'll swatch it for you. I had got 4 of these. Actually, I ordered them online, from Ulta, because they were out of them every time I went in, and I was like, I want these eyeshadows, so I'm just gonna order them online. I don't recommend doing that because 2 out of 4 of mine came shattered, which is unfortunate. I've still been using them, but just so little note there, it's not a good idea to order these online because they're a little crumblier. but there's Girl Talk. Out of the 4, this is the only one of them that I've really fallen in love with right off the bat. Like, I really like all 4 of them, but this one is just perfect. The one I recommend to most people because it's very wearable. I've been finding it hard to not incorporate this in all of my looks since I got it, whether that's all over the lid, in the inner corner, it's a really bright inner corner highlight, or like today I popped it in just the center of the lid, which I love doing that with these pink toned eyeshadows, just to brighten things up, kind of make them look a little less severe, because sometimes pink eyeshadow can look severe. This just brightens it up a little. It's got a really pretty like pink whitish duochrome to it. Perfect lid color. I really like this one a lot. I used it also in my last tutorial. Last favorites are just some eyeshadows I've been loving. I mean, as well as that, I guess, was also an eyeshadow. This is just the ones that are kind of in pan form. Yeah, pan form. Loving all of these eyeshadows a lot right now. On my day-to-day basis, not as much in tutorials too. I've basically been going for a pink tone like today, or a really simple look with some bronzy colors in the crease and like maybe on the lid as well. So that kind of is summed up by this little palette of my favorites. The first color I used is my transition color today. It's Makeup Geek's Cupcake. I've had this for a couple months now. I think I've given it a decent amount of love, but I do actually really use this a lot. When I do pink colors all over the lid, I like that to be my focal point. I don't like to do a lot in the crease, and this is just the perfect way to blend them out without taking away from the beauty that is their colors. It works perfectly with this color down here, which I'll get to in a minute, and it's beautiful. And getting a pink color from something like Makeup Geek, I think makes more sense than spending a lot on it, because of course, and especially if you're not used to using pink eyeshadow, which I mean, I love pink eyeshadow, but if you're not used to it, it might be good to just spend a little less, just in case it's not as much your thing as you think. Makeup Geek did release, I guess, 3 new eyeshadows, and they had reformulated Wisteria, which actually that started in January, but they didn't announce it until these new eyeshadows came out. So when I bought Wisteria, it was technically the new formulation. So I guess I have 3 of the 4 new eyeshadows. But I have 2 of them here, and I'm loving them both. This is Poppy right here, which I used in my last tutorial, and it's probably one of the most gorgeous Makeup Geek shadows I've ever purchased. I just love the color, but you can see it's kind of I would consider it like a tomato color. It's coral, but it's more red than orange. It's beautiful. I use that kind of in the outer corner today, as well as I put it under my lashes, and it just looks beautiful with, again, these pink tone eyeshadows. And I think it'd be beautiful just this in the crease for like a quick summer look. Haven't done that yet, but I do plan on doing that. The next new Makeup Geek shadow I have is High Tea, which in person, and I don't know about on camera, kind of looks olivey, but it's not so much. It's kind of, I'll swatch this one. I guess I could have swatched the other ones. I'll swatch Poppy too. I won't swatch Cupcake just because that's an older one and I've definitely mentioned it before. Figure I'll swatch the new stuff for you guys. Like a lot of Makeup Geek matte shadows, they don't always swatch the best, but they look really beautiful on. So there's Poppy and High Tea. It does kind of look green, but when you use it in the crease, especially paired with the next shadow I'm going to talk about, it just kind of comes off as like a cool brown. And it really, I think if you owned Makeup Geek's Preppy, which I don't, but it's similar to the color I have here, it would pair beautifully just for a cooler to neutral toned brown look versus the really warm browns like Cocoa Bear and Creme Brulee and stuff like that. So I really like High Tea. I don't know if it's going to be for everyone, but I think it looks a lot prettier on than it looks in the pan. Like in the pan, doesn't really look like something you'd reach for, but I really do love it. And that with this next color, which is Anastasia's Fawn, which I did mention in last month's favorites, is a perfect quick look. Just those in the crease, throw on some mascara, and you can be out the door real quick. I love Fawn. Like I said, I mentioned it last month, so I won't talk about it too much. It's one of my favorite Anastasia shadows though. I use it all the time. It's just a neutral tone brown, perfect in the crease, and you can really wear it with any look. So especially if you're new to makeup, that would be a perfect color to purchase from them because you could really use it with all of your other eyeshadows. The other 2 Anastasia colors I have, these are, as I mentioned in my haul with some Anastasia colors, I am going to review the line in full as far as like what I own. But these are definitely my two favorite shimmery colors from them that I've tried. I think their matte colors are a little better, but I really do love these two in particular. The first one I'm wearing all over my lid today in combination with Makeup Geek's Birthday Wish Pigment. I really like the combination, but I also love this one on its own. I wear it actually quite frequently. That's China Rose. It's one of their duochromes, but I don't even know if I'd really call it duochrome. It's just kind of a shimmery true peach. I love it though. I wear it a lot given that it's kind of bold, but I do really try to incorporate it as much as possible. The second color is actually super pigmented. This is Topaz, and it's just a bronze color. I mean, bronze colors can be a little run-of-the-mill. Like, they look basically the same across most lines, and I wouldn't say this is incredibly unique, but it is a really nice formula, and I love the color. So yeah, those are my favorite shadows of the month: Cupcake, Poppy, Fawn, High Tea, China Rose, and Topaz. So that is all of my March favorites. I hope you guys did enjoy this. Like I said, stay tuned if you want to see a full review of this. It will be coming soon. If you missed any of my recent tutorials, I'll link as many of those as I think to below, and I will talk to you all very soon. See you in April. Bye!